Hi, I'm Richard Maraj, Senior Minister at Unity of Phoenix Spiritual Center, and I want to thank you for visiting our website and for tuning in to today's message. If you feel inspired by today's talk, I really encourage you to make a donation by hitting that button below and making a contribution to this ministry. It'll allow us to continue these messages online and to do the great work we do here at Unity of Phoenix, which is to inspire people to live better lives. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for your support, and we hope to see you at a Sunday real soon.
Morning again, everyone. And a shout out to everybody who tunes in and watches us online. So it's a Thanksgiving season, so I think it's appropriate to have a few Thanksgiving jokes to start with. So why did the farmer separate the turkey and the chicken? Why did the farmer separate the turkey and the chicken? Because he suspected foul play. Okay. And they're not getting any better. So what do you get when you cross a turkey and a ghost? What do you get when you cross a turkey and a ghost? A poultrygeist. Okay. This is going well. Why did the turkey cross the road twice? Because he wanted to prove he wasn't chicken. What is the difference between a pirate and a cranberry farmer? A pirate buries his treasure, and a cranberry farmer treasures his berries. Big finish. So my family told me to stop telling Thanksgiving jokes. I told them, okay, but I can't quit cold turkey. Boom! Not bad. Woo! All right. So are you clapping because you liked him, or are you clapping because it's over? So how many people love Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving holiday? Oh, yeah. And how many people would say that it might be your favorite of all the holidays that we have? You know, I got to tell you, there's something special and amazing about Thanksgiving. It's not surprising that Thanksgiving is probably the most traveled of all the services, because of all the holidays, because people want to go home. There's something wonderful, warm, and cozy about all aspects of Thanksgiving. You know, besides wanting to go home with your family, with your friends, to see the people and celebrate the people you love, there's also a warmness that comes with eating all of that wonderful comfort food. You know, the mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing and turkey and candied yams. I mean, all that stuff is so good. But there's also a warm feeling that comes of when we pause to look back and realize how richly blessed our lives are. That how much good, you know, how many blessings, how many wonderful things that enrich our incredible experience of life. That when we slow down, it's hard not to feel grateful or thankful for our lives and our blessings. You know, Thanksgiving is really a celebration of the abundance in our lives, and the celebration of the abundance of family, the abundance of friends, the abundance of food, the abundance of football on that day, of all the good in our lives. You know what's really interesting? You know, the symbol of Thanksgiving is that cornucopia, you know, that horn-shaped thing with all kinds of fruit and stuff just flowing right out of it. Interestingly, the cornucopia, that horn-shaped thing, actually came from Greek and Roman mythology, connected to Zeus and Hercules, and it really actually represented abundance. And I find that's interesting that we use the symbol of Thanksgiving as a cornucopia literally in Latin means horn of plenty. And that that's the symbol of Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is a celebration, a recognition, an acknowledgement of the abundant good in our lives. But I'll tell you, I think that Thanksgiving is not just a celebration of abundance, but Thanksgiving is the thing that creates an attraction, creates abundance in our lives. The Thanksgiving is more than just a reaction to a thing to good things we get. I think it's a consciousness, an attractive, creative energy, and a vibration that attracts even more things of its frequency. Look at it as a spiritual principle. Let's look at the loaves and fishes. There wasn't enough bread and fish. And what did Jesus do? The first thing he did, he gave thanks for what they had. He didn't focus on lack. He gave thanks that they had, and then he gave thanks in advance that it would work out. Thanksgiving is an attractive force that attracts abundance. It's not just a way to celebrate our abundance, which is a good thing, but as we do it, we actually attract and experience even more abundance in our lives. You know, Jesus said he came that we may have life and have it more abundantly. And an abundant life is a life that is bounding in the fullness of joy and strength for mind, body, and spirit. You know, abundance is not just about quantity, it is about the quality and the richness of life. The more that we are thankful, we experience a deeper level of joy, a deeper level of peace, a deeper level of understanding, a deeper living, a deeper level of faith and generosity and compassion and kindness. You know, Thanksgiving really deepens that experience of abundance. But sometimes we aren't very grateful. We get so busy, we actually take many things for granted. And sometimes when we're not in a mind frame that is of thankfulness, we end up not seeing the abundance in our lives. We think we don't have enough. We feel that our lives are empty. We feel that our lives are hopeless, or we feel trapped. You know, we feel powerless. We feel that life is a struggle and it doesn't get any better than this. But when we open up our minds to a level of gratitude and thanksgiving, we see the good. We see the abundance, because nothing switches our mindset from lack to abundance quicker than being grateful and thankful. Nothing switches it from being negative to positive, from bad to good, from limited to unlimited, than a practice of the awareness of gratitude and thanksgiving in all areas of our lives. And so it's important for us to practice gratitude, to be grateful. Think of one thing you're grateful for right now. Now take a deep breath. I want you to feel grateful. Feel thankful for that thing in your life. And we could do this for countless things over and over again. It's important. How many people have ever done a gratitude journal? Written down things. And to me, when you're writing down things or thinking of things you're grateful for, practice feeling grateful, speaking it out loud, expressing it, embodying it, celebrating it, amazing things happen. I believe that when you have gratefulness, it fills your life with a gratefulness of greater abundance in all ways. So what I want to look at today is Thanksgiving and how to even deepen our experience of it. Because often we think Thanksgiving, we give thanks when we get something good. And whether we give thanks immediately or we give thanks later, it's a reactive thing to a situation. But truly, thankfulness is a consciousness and a mindset. The true thankfulness is a awareness of the activity and presence of God, that the kingdom of God is within us. You know, that we live and move and have our very being in God's abundance. That in this moment, the allness of God's love and wisdom and ideas and inspiration and healing is available to each and every one of us right here and now. You know, my first senior minister 20 years ago, Jack Graff, one of the first things he said that really struck me, he said, prosperity isn't about having all the money in the world and everything now. True prosperity is a faith and a knowing that all your needs will be met at the moment of their need. I thought that was so cool. Because if you looked at Jesus, he didn't have a lot of money, he didn't have a lot of anything, but he had an awareness and a faith that he was connected to the source that would bring forth what he needed when he needed. That's prosperity. That's being thankful in every moment that you have access and you are connected to an unlimited source and of infinite possibilities for your life. That there are frequencies of good available to you at any time, and not knowing is what real prosperity is all about. The truth is, we live in an abundant universe. We live in a universe that's friendly and supportive, and it will continue and to be responsive to us to the extent that we are willing to ask for more and feel worthy of it. That there is more than enough available for us. I found this quote, and it was very interesting. It said, "The soul knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to quiet the mind enough to let it." The soul already knows. You have enough love and wisdom and inspiration in you already. The challenge is, are you quieting your mind enough to connect to it consciously? Are you quieting your mind to connect with it consistently? Because that's true thanksgiving, to be thankful that you're connected to the source that makes everything possible. To the source that will heal and comfort and guide and lead you and open you to a greater level of living. You don't have to wait till outer things happen to feel thankful. Thankfulness comes from an awareness of the living activity of God. And so the question is, how committed are you? You know, Jesus would pray in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. He prayed all the time. Why? Because he wanted to connect into that consciousness. He wanted to be fully connected and at one with it, and know that his mind was that it's always available right here and now. So thankfulness in its truest sense is an awareness of our connection to the fullness and allness of God that is always available. And the second thing I want to talk about with thankfulness is that when we're thankful, we tend to be more amazed and fascinated and inspired by life. The big things, the little things. You know, I don't think it's a coincidence that it says, you must become as a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. Children are so curious. They're so innocent. They're so trusting. They're so open. They're so playful. They're so loving. And it's that spirit of nature they're always fascinated by things. I remember we'd give our nieces and nephews these expensive toys, and then about 20 minutes later, they're in the kitchen playing with the pots and pans, putting in the ones that feed. I think we should have just put a bow on the pots and pans and given it to them, but it is amazing. They have a curious mind, and they're fascinated all the time. Leonardo da Vinci was considered the greatest genius of all time. You know, the number one trait that made him a great genius and a great thinker, he had a curious mind. That when you're curious and ask, what if, and how about this, and let's try this, and why not that, you see possibilities and you open your mind to be more amazed and fascinated by life. Einstein said this, there are two ways you can live, as if nothing is a miracle or as if everything is a miracle. So we get to choose how excited we get about life and how fascinated. Here's a wonderful quote by Rabbi Abraham Heschel. He said, our goal should be to live in radical amazement. To get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. You know, and sometimes we are bored with life. Sometimes we're ho-hum and say, you know, it's same old, same old. You know, sometimes we think it's so routine. But the truth is, life is amazing. The question is, are we having a childlike mindset to be fascinated? So when was the last time you were amazed? When was the last time you were so inspired or in awe of something you saw or something you felt or something you experienced? You know, seeing the moon at night, seeing a sunset, they never get old. I'm amazed every time I get to witness either one of them. You know, mountains and seeing the oceans and waterfalls. I saw a thing, somebody on Facebook went to a place where there was this iceberg and they had huge chunks of it falling off and into the water. I was just amazed. You know, sometimes I like to sit in my yard and watch hummingbirds. I mean, they're just the most adorable thing in the world. Those little wings flapping so fast, it's amazing. You know, we don't even realize how amazing our bodies are. To be able to see, to be able to speak, to smell, and taste and touch. I mean, our hands are incredible. They can do delicate surgery, create beautiful pieces of art. I mean, they can do almost anything. It's stunning, you know, how amazing our bodies are. Let me give you an example of something that's amazing about our body. So this is a bowl of blueberries and raspberries. Okay, so one time. Okay, thanks. Our bodies are so intelligent. My body's so intelligent that I can speak to you, as I'm speaking to you, the muscles in my mouth know how to chew while I'm speaking to you. And even when I swallow, they know exactly what to do to get all the antioxidants out of them and to make more nutrition so that I could have more energy to keep speaking to you. That's how intelligent my body is. That's how amazing my body is. And I'll tell you something else that was amazing, that I pulled that off so I was able to eat some food because I didn't finish my breakfast while I did to talk to you. That's amazing too. One of the things I love to do, and I've shared it many times, I like to meditate in my backyard. And I love to do it with the sun on my face. And right now the sun is a nice temperature on my face. And I have these little twinkly things, what do they call them? Wind chimes? But it's like this big. And they make the softest, most angelic little twinkle noises. And between the sun and that twinkle noise, and then the coolness of the breeze, and the song of the birds, it is incredible how magnificent it is to be able to meditate in that situation. Sometimes I intentionally will look at the sun with my eyes closed And you ever see the colors behind your eyes when you're looking up at the sun? Amazing. There are so many amazing things in our lives if we just stop to look. When we're thankful, we're more aware, and we could see the magnificence and the beauty that's all around us in life. Something I've fallen in love with in the last year are orchids. I was never really good at having plants in my house. If there was a plant in my house that was green, it usually meant because it was plastic. And so, but last year, I fell in love with this deep purple orchid that I was able to water, and it lasted for about 3 months. This year, I'm going for 4 or 5 months. But I've been looking for an orchid, because sometimes I didn't go with any orchid. I go with an orchid that amazes me and inspires me. So I've been to Whole Foods and looked at all theirs, been to Sprouts, been to, everywhere. Went to Fry's, been back to Fry's. So Friday, I'm in Fry's in the produce section, hanging there, leaning up against the area with avocados, because I like avocados. And I'm looking at the floral department. That's what I'm really doing. And I see all of the different orchids, and I see red and this and all kinds of different colors. And then suddenly, my eye catches this blue one. And it's almost like not only did I see the orchid, I felt the orchid saw me. I felt the orchid, and it felt me. There was almost a drawing together of the two of us. I'm not kidding. I walked directly over to that orchid. I was amazed. I was so amazed at the beauty and how blue and brilliant and wonderful. The flowers were so incredible. I was amazed at this orchid. Then I looked at the price. I was even more amazed. But I didn't care, because looking at that thing lit me up in an amazing way, and I knew I had to buy it. So what lights you up? What little thing amazes you? And what things around you are you willing to slow down a little bit and really enjoy and really taste and really see and witness and experience? Life is amazing. The babies are amazing and kittens are amazing. But you know what the most amazing thing is that we don't think is amazing? Is ourselves. You are amazing. You are an amazing expression of God. And do you take time to realize how amazing you are? How amazing your beauty is, how amazing your talent is, how amazing your personality is, how amazing the contributions that God brought you here to share with the world are. It is amazing. You are amazing. And you have an amazing life. Sometimes we diminish our own lives because we compare it to someone else's. Your life is amazing. My life is amazing. I am amazing. Together, I am amazing. My life is amazing. This world is amazing. God is amazing. Therefore, I am amazing. Turn to the person left and right and look them in the eye and say, you are amazing. All right, break it up, all you amazing people. There is something amazing about allowing ourselves to be amazed, to be childlike. Look at the things in your life and let yourself be amazed. Something else I'm always amazed at. In 1 Thessalonians it says, in all things give thanks, for this is God's will for you. God wants us to be thankful in all things. And sometimes it's hard to be thankful for some things. Sometimes it's hard to be amazed. But I am always amazed at things that don't go well in our lives if you let them actually help us and strengthen us and prepare for something greater. Sometimes we always think things happen to me. No, they happen for me. That sometimes these things that don't go as well are there to teach me faith, to teach me strength, to teach me compassion and understanding, and how to be more loving, how to be more gentle, how to be more supportive. Everything that doesn't go well is something that we can be amazed by, and the amazing thing is to know that the universe brought it to us to help bless us and teach us on our own spiritual path. We always think whatever's in front of me is a mistake and it shouldn't be happening. No, whatever's in front of you is exactly what you should be experiencing. The question is, are you willing to be amazed by it? Are you willing to be taught by it? And are you willing to allow it to use you to become an even greater and better person? Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, and that fueled a fire. That amazed him. He got cut. But he worked so hard that for over 10 years, we were amazed watching him play. Nelson Mandela was in prison for 26 years, but he used that time, and that is amazing. But what's more amazing is he used that time and within a couple of years became president of his country and led a very racially divided country into its greatest levels of harmony and understanding and compassion for one another. Sometimes when things don't go well, we need to be amazed that the universe is giving it to us to help us and move us along our spiritual path to something even greater and better. You know, one thing I think is amazing is, we believe in the law of mind action and the law of cause and effect of what you think, so within, so without. I believe that, but I will tell you that the quality of my life is better than the quality of my thoughts. That my life is even better than the things that I think of. And I believe that the grace of God is something that amazes me. The grace of God to me is like a river that's flowing consistently in the direction of our favor. And even though we try to swim against it every now and then, it always gently, as best as possible, tries to lead us to something even greater. That song, Amazing Grace, is showing us how amazing the grace of God is. That the world isn't conspiring against you. In fact, it's conspiring for you, for your happiness, for your success. God isn't against you. God is for you. And it's God's good pleasure and desire that you experience more peace if you just let go a little bit and relax and just be amazed by the grace of God. And the final thing about Thanksgiving I want to talk about is Thanksgiving as it relates to how love you feel. How love you feel, how much love. Right now they're calling it a loneliness epidemic in this country. That more people are reporting long phases of feeling like they're alone, like no one cares. That they have nobody they can really turn to. That feel unloved. As high as 40% of Americans are saying that they have long periods of feeling that they are not loved, that there's really no one there. And the truth is, when we are thankfulness, we will know, attract, and experience love in a greater way. And sometimes we make love as just our romantic primary relationship. And if it isn't there, we say things like, well, I don't have any love in my life. There isn't enough love. But the fact is, there's lots of love. There is more love in our lives than we realize, and we need to open our eyes and be thankful for what we have, and it will attract even more love. This year I've probably expressed more love and spent more time with my family than I have any year before. There are 10, siblings, 20 nieces and nephews, and I've spent more time, and I feel an incredible level of love and celebration with them. I've been to family weddings that I've done, birthday parties, just all kinds of different things. My brother just came for a visit, and my heart was filled with love. Someone I don't get to see very often is my niece Bailey, who's 14. She lives in St. Joseph, Missouri. And from time to time, she loves to text me and say, hey, Uncle Rich, how you doing? And so we'll have a little thing back and forth. And so I said, hey, so what are you doing? She says, well, I'm working hard on high school, and I'm getting prepared for university. She said, I want to be a herpetologist and a wildlife filmmaker and photographer. I didn't want to embarrass myself and say, what is a herpetologist? But so I Googled it. To figure out what the kid's talking about. She's 14. And she said, I'm going to have to study biology and science, and I'm going to the University of Kansas. I said, wow, Bailey, that's fantastic. Now, the thing with Bailey, she has had the most severe allergies since she was a child. She's been homeschooled her whole life and spends most of her life in her house or in her yard. They are very, very extreme, some of her allergies. And so I loved that she said, I'm excited about going to university, but, it'll be weird being away from mom and dad because I'm here all the time. And she said, Mom doesn't want me to be a scientist, but that doesn't matter. It won't stop me. And I said to her, Bales, do you think you'll be okay, handling all the allergy stuff on your own? She says, yeah, I think I'll be able to handle it. But Uncle Rich, what I'm really praying for is that it'll be all gone by the time I grow up. And I said, I'm praying for that too, Bailey. And the point I'm making is that's my niece. She's 14. That was just a text exchange, but my heart filled with love. I believe God has all kinds of flavors of love. There's a love that parent has for a child, a parent, in partners, husband and wife. We have for our siblings. We have for friends. We have for people at work. We have for nieces and nephews. There's so many flavors and varieties of love that just because we're not in love or with somebody right now doesn't mean that there isn't love. There's always lots of love. And even if you're in one, there's love everywhere and all the time. The question is, do we celebrate it and do we acknowledge it and open our hearts to it? So who are the people you love most in your life? Who are the people that make you feel appreciated or encouraged or special? Who are the ones at work? Who are the ones in the neighborhood? We need to express and share our love in all these different ways because it is the thing that we want most in life. That even if we're going through a hard time, there's nothing better than knowing that someone's there for you that cares. And we can be someone else's someone to be there for them when they care. Because love is why we're all here. All the other stuff is window dressing and activities, but the truth is it's all leading to us feeling a level of love. Joyce Meyer said that there's no happier person in the world than someone who is thankful and someone who is grateful. Gratefulness does add a great fullness to our lives. And just know that there's a connection between being thankful and abundance. That the more we're thankful, the more we not only recognize abundance, but the more we attract and create and maintain even greater levels of abundance. So this week, be thankful for your awareness of your connection with God. Be thankful that your life is as amazing and wonderful as it is. And be thankful for that heart connection and that feeling of love. And if that doesn't work, I've developed a new drug called Gratitudinol that it is a fast-acting, long-lasting pill that will change your negative attitude to an attitude of gratitude. You'll be grateful all day. It doesn't matter what happens. You can get a flat tire, you'll be thankful. You'll have an attitude of gratitude. Your spouse getting cranky, it doesn't matter. This pill will help you feel grateful and thankful every single day. Gratitudinol. It's available over the counter. You can get some at Walgreens. But there are some side effects. Side effects include being giddy, silly, dizzy, giggly, childish, prone to sudden outbursts of joy, giggles, and belly laughs, a tendency to be overly friendly and overly chatty, overly optimistic, idealistic, hedonistic, spontaneous discharge occur of negativity and sadness, and excessive smiling may occur. If smiling lasts more than 4 hours, please see your doctor immediately. Gratitudinol, it's a new medication to help make it feel like Thanksgiving Day every day. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.